Well, I'm glad that I'm getting to talk a little bit about, which I think is a big topic in a lot of organizations, which is governance. I've spent about 35 years in the industry. My background is in consulting, technology and management consulting. I worked with CEOs on building businesses. And now I'm getting more and more asked to come in and talk to boards. Now, I wrote 2 books, 3 books actually, the AI Factor, the AI Factor Playbook. So the AI Factor family, I launched the institute called the AI Factor Institute. And my last book was the Digital Human Advantage. So I spent a lot of time thinking about how businesses and technology can talk to each other. In the AI Factor, I spoke about the 4-step framework where we start with having a power quadrant, data readiness, prioritization, and building an AI flywheel. So I really focused on the growth strategy, which Kriyakas is fond of, is really how do we get the value out of AI? All about value realization. So I spent a lot of time in value realization, truly understanding I'm a technology optimist. When I talk about AI, I am excited about AI and what AI can do for the world. But then comes the boards. Now, boards are calling me in, the companies are calling me in to talk about governance and what is the risk. And the risk is something which I think first time technologists are talking about it. We get, as engineers, we get excited about our technology and we say, let's see what agents can do for us. But we forget, we forget the value, the output, because we are so excited about building these technologies. So as technologists, we're enjoying the technology. But really, the technology is the enabler for business. How does technology doesn't sit as a cost center, but can actually provide value? So, of course, the value conversation has been something I've been talking about for many, many years. But last couple of years, more and more, I'm getting involved in governance. The governance conversation, I just had a workshop with the corporate board directors with EY. And the first thing everybody wanted to know, what do we need to know and what questions should we be asking in the boardrooms? And so the boardroom questions, and that's what I kind of walked them through, the 10 questions you should be asking when you're in a board as a board member to your organization. So all of you are dealing with boards and all of you are sitting on the other side and saying, what should we be providing our board members? So now I'm changing the role and coming on the other side and talking to you about what do I do when I'm going in to organization and working with them on building the governance program. The first thing is I wrote my last book was Digital Human Advantage, and I was fascinated by the world of agents because it's not only 1 or 2 or 3 agents, it's agents and the agents are governed by the agents and who controls these agents. So these conversations are real and these are real problems. Not only, so I have a little bit more advantage because I not only talking to a couple of organizations or a few organizations, I get to actually deal with all the members of world leaders in data and AI. And I'm in the room where people are like opening their hearts and talking about real challenges. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the real challenges. I could have talked about my book, The Digital Human Advantage, because I spent a lot of time talking about agents and how the agents should be designed and orchestrated and guarded and so on. But when I was working on my slide deck last night, and I was saying, oh my God, I want to talk about something that is real, what came to my mind is the true challenges of governing these machines. You know, we all talk about having the steering committees and launching and having the policies, but really we all are struggling with the real issues of having a governance with these models. We don't know what we don't know. We're dealing with new technology, new issues, new challenges, new hacks every single day. So how do we truly deal with that? And so I want to have real conversation. We are tight on time, but I'll try to bring out as much information as I have to all of you, and we'll share some frameworks with you. I also have some checklists which I use personally, which I'm working with organization. So my goal would be to share with you some stuff. Please raise your hand and share what you're doing, because it's not just about what I say, it's about what you're doing and for the benefit of the room. So please feel openly share what you're dealing with it. You know, I talk about financial security, sustainability, and org design. You know, we were talking about this in one of our meetings yesterday, and the question was, yes, we talk about financial and security, but what about sustainability? And what about org design is a big challenge. One of the new, I'm not even going through my slides, I'm sharing stories, but I'll definitely give you the slides you can have it. One of the things they were talking about is org design, the roles are changing. Guess what? We're discussing in our organization, chief workflow officer, because the workflows have to be redesigned. And that's a big challenge. So what are the new roles that's going to be coming up? Because the workforce is going to look different. So
It's not working. Yeah.
it doesn't work.
It's,
It was working before.
it's a bit idiosyncratic.
Sounds just like you. Maybe this will work now.
Interesting.
Oh, it was a cursor, I think. So the reality check is that most organizations are deploying AI faster than they are governing it. This is the real story in every single organization. 73% of the enterprises have AI in production with no formal incident response protocol. I love that question you asked, Swati. It was a hallucination.
Yeah.
That's a real challenge.
Yeah.
What are you doing? It's after